Welcome back everyone to the Sim Racing Show. Is your one-stop shop for all of the news in the world of sim racing, and it's a big week. There's just been a massive cheating drama unmasked in sim racing, potentially legal action going to be taken. We're going to be all over that. We are going to briefly discuss if Test Drive Unlimited has actually been finished, was worth even considering. We're going to talk about a proper sim racing game that was just released. Reviews are in. Is it any good? Well, it's actually mixed. We're going to talk about some new sim racing apps that say they can make you faster, but are they really working? And there is a massive deal as one of the world's most popular sim racing games is coming for free, which is crazy. Something I need to correct on. There was a piece of news we reported on a few weeks ago. That's changed. We're going to update you on that. And there's loads of other news as well, including a Sim Racers Academy for disabled sim racers, which is pretty cool. So let's start with the cheating drama. This is in F1 esports. There's always drama in F1 esports, but this is the big one. It's always been about cheating, and no one's ever really been caught. But there's a big controversy breaking tonight about drivers using a third-party program called Joy to Key to gain an unfair advantage. And G2 Rosso, a big name in the space, has got in super hard. He said on Twitter, "I've had my suspicions about certain people and certain laps in particular for many years now. Some things were truly unexplainable at the time, but just plausible enough to be believable. If anybody has ever used these exploits in esports, rest assured that I and many others will do everything we can to ensure that your points are wiped, legal action is taken to recover lost prize money, and that you will never race in the series again." So there are rumours about the drivers involved. We'll report when it's finalised. But if you don't like the drama, don't worry. Later on, I'm going to let you know about something that's going to make you very happy about sim racing. First, let's talk about updates. So this is a really exciting one. This is coming from modding team Authentic Simulation. They've got really ambitious plans here. They basically want to put Portugal in a Setto Corsa. Yes, they want to do 500 kilometers of road in Portugal in a Setto Corsa. They're raising money on Kickstarter, I believe, and it's very interesting because a Setto Corsa Evo is around the corner. Is a Setto Corsa Evo going to have these kinds of mods? I don't think so, but the modding community for Setto Corsa is still going strong. So maybe we're going to have sort of two parallel games, a modding game and then sort of like a more official game, a Setto Corsa Evo. Now, I want to catch up on Raceroom because we've had that big update coming. We've had revamps of Sabang, the Nordschleife, Oscherschleiben as well. Brand new graphics coming in that have been received really well. And new DLC with that DTM Classic pack. So we had the DTM Classic cars, like the classic Alfa Romeo 155 and the Opel Calibra and the AMG Mercedes from 1995. And we also had classic tracks as well. Those classic tracks, by the way, including classic Hockenheim. So interesting to see Raceroom trying something different. Very hard to break into sort of the real big sim racing games, but Raceroom try and get with something different. So Test Drive Unlimited, I mentioned it before on the Sim Racing Show because I feel like it's adjacent to sim racing. If you like sim racing, you're probably going to potentially like a game like Test Drive Unlimited to relax. But it's been an absolute disaster on launch. We'll go on to the launch. Even before launch, the developer went on strike in support for sister studios. They were citing mismanagement, poor working conditions, recruitment issues, gender equality, amongst other things. They went on strike like the day before Test Drive Unlimited came out in early access. And early access, the people who had pre-ordered it, like myself, it just really didn't work. The service went down and it's always online. Really embarrassing start. But I have to say, I am now enjoying it on PC. It's a good place for me to unwind. And yeah, it's not a sim racing game. It hasn't got sim racing handling or physics, but it's a different way to enjoy those cars. Now, Piston Motorsports, this is the sim from Reg Simulation's proper sim racing game, Argentinian motorsport focus. If you remember, it's got that wet weather, it's got that VR functionality in early access. However, initial reviews are in and people saying graphics aren't great, force feedback isn't great. So let's hope they can improve. Really want to see that game try and be a success at a low price point as well. But early access reviews not great at the moment. Now let's talk about the big sim, also a massive surprise we've received, something I wasn't expected. But the big sim iRacing 2024 Season 4 content dropped. UK's Cadwell Park headlining. Always call it Cadwell Park. And new cars. We've got the BMW GT4 Evo and mini stock asphalt and dirt versions. Now, what we didn't get was the McLaren 720S GT3 Evo that we reported on before. That missed the deadline. Apparently some kind of licensing issues. I think there was an issue about the headlights maybe or something, but some licensing issues and it didn't come in the game. So McLaren and iRacing got to work that out. Now, talking about something promising to make you faster, that's Coach Dave's GT7 Delta. I did sort of like an initial video on it. It gives you accelerator and brake and tire telemetry data from Gran Turismo 7. They say it's going to make you from A to A+, but what if you don't have Gran Turismo 7? Does that mean that you can't use Delta? No, because there's going to be a free Gran Turismo coming out soon. I'm not even joking. It's going to be called My First GT. It's going to use the base of Gran Turismo 7 for a free version, and it's going to include cars, tracks, and events that evoke the nostalgia and excitement of Gran Turismo, which is pretty crazy. I'm really looking forward to that. Interesting to see what they're going to try and go for with the vibe of the tracks and the cars as well. Now, someone did get in touch, by the way, and please, if you're enjoying this sim racing show, please subscribe. Trying to get to 100k subscribers for the end of September. If you subscribe, we might just do it. If you don't, we won't. So please subscribe. A sim racing group got in touch. They are launching a academy. I think it's called the Para Academy for disabled sim racers, which is really exciting. I've reported a lot of wheels. For example, see that McLaren wheel behind me? You can actually use the clutch paddles as brake and accelerator. So if you're unable to brake using legs or feet, that's a great accessible sim racing wheel. So I really hope that sim racing can be something that's exciting for people who are disabled and trying to report that technology. So there'll be some details in the description about that as well. And I think it's a really exciting time for sim racing. It's so exciting for sim racing. To me, it feels like if you're not announcing something or have something in the works, you're going to be forgotten. So Setto Corsa obviously has a Setto Corsa Evo. iRacing, the seasonal drops are bringing actually exciting stuff now, like cars people care about, tracks people care about. You've got new sims coming like Piston Motorsport. You've got Raceroom doing a big graphics update and like doing something different with old school DTM. So when you look at something like Le Mans Ultimate, what's Le Mans Ultimate doing now? Circuit of the Americas coming kind of soon. They got to be, it's really competitive. You've got to be launching new stuff all the time. Gran Turismo 7 launching a free version. Forza Motorsport is giving us like these really insightful updates on what's important to them, what they want to try and add. So it's also quite overwhelming as well. There's a lot of hardware coming. I've got a Asher, see just behind me here, I've got an Asher McLaren GT4 wheel that I'm going to be reviewing on the channel very soon. It's hard to keep track of, so the best thing is, honestly, stay subscribed. Generally, this is going to help you out. And subscribe to the newsletter as well. If you go to www.simracenews.com, you'll get the newsletter. And by the way, let's not forget the drama in F1 esports. Who knows where this is going to go? Because so much prize money in F1 esports that they're very, very, very serious allegations. So I'm going to be reporting on this quite closely. You're going to be trying to interview people directly, get official lines on things. Because if there have been exploits, then it kind of might throw F1 esports completely up in the air, which is going to be very dramatic. We will see. I'll see you next time.